that's one of the big shoes I've been waiting to drop, is like the Amazon payment, the Apple embedded crypto wallet. To me is the evolution of Apple's device, and their whole brand move on privacy positions them perfectly to be the security asset for your crypto. If I was them and they want to get into software, services, banking, like this is the obvious move for companies like Apple. It could be a problem for your monetary management in some ways, but also a massive opportunity as an early adopter like Square is doing with Cash App right now, to become a leader of this ecosystem and say, let's just build on top of Bitcoin and run with it. And at some point, to me, Square doing it means the game's already over. Like, that's kind of why I think it's funny. It's like Apple's going to do it inevitably because Square was the first one, and they're going to have huge benefits. They're going to create hundreds of billions of dollars worth of business from Cash App just built on top of that because they were the first mover.
You know, Galileo, you totally get it. You know, I posted this on Twitter. You know, I pointed out Square's moved. Because Square moved, PayPal's got to adopt it. Otherwise, everybody shifts their accounts to Square. I mean, who wants a savings account that yields nothing when they could get 100%? So Square pushed PayPal. Square and PayPal are going to force Apple to move. And if Apple were to build a crypto wallet into the secure element of the iPhone and really support it with integration to Apple Pay in a nice native fashion, and if they were to then to adopt Bitcoin on their balance sheet and start to buy some Bitcoin, they would generate $100 billion in shareholder value in 12 months. I mean, you want to make $100 billion? It's a very simple thing. Build it into a billion phones and then buy a few billion worth of it. What do you think happens to Bitcoin? If Apple buys $10 billion of Bitcoin, what do you think happens to the Bitcoin price? You know, so the point is, I mean, there's so many ways to make money, right? Because if Apple did it, everybody else would have to do it too, right? And a billion people will be using the iPhone. If I use my iPhone as my hardware wallet, you know, if it's the go-to hardware wallet for moving Bitcoin around, then you're going to pry it from my cold dead fingers. I mean, Square's done a great job. They basically plug Bitcoin into Square, and PayPal's plugged Bitcoin into PayPal. Once you've made that commitment, they're going to pry it from your fingers, you know, white knuckle. No one's going to let go, because who wants to give up their money? You know, it's one thing, you know, think about how loyal we are to Apple because we got our photos on it, you know, or our messages on it, or our movies on it. What are you more loyal to? All the money you own or your photos?